Ich war kein Thief, football class, we're here to light the fire. Staying facts and stats, you know we never tire. Bringing the heat up, have action, won't retire. Busting through the mic, our voices never expire. We ignite the spirit, never fading out. Light the torch, USC fans rise up high. On this podcast, we aim for the sky. Knowledge and entertainment, never lie. Together we stand, let the truth amplify.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Light the Torch podcast. I am your host, B. Jones, and I got the boys with me. To the bottom right, we have none other than Mr. Raul Flores.
Fight on.
Top right, we have Mr. Views from the Stands, Gunnar Atterbury. You can find him here on YouTube and on TikTok. To the left of me, we have Mr. Trojan Famous himself, Blackie Chan. You can find him on Twitch as well at Blackie Chan Gaming. Rocking out on Guitar Hero. And we have a special guest. No, I was kidding. We have our guy, man. Our guy finally made his triumphant return. To the bottom left.
What's up, guys?
Mr. Tyler
I'm happy to be back.
Number 3 for the Sixers.
How you guys doing?
He's being a good dad, so.
Absolutely. We all understand for sure.
I'm happy to be back, fellas.
A lot to talk about, a lot to get into. We definitely got a lot to celebrate and a lot of crap to talk.
I guess before we continue, I'm going to say welcome back, Tyler. Welcome back, Tyler. We miss you out here. I'm sure the fans miss you too. So,
my wife is due any day now, so this is a fun little treat for me to be able to hang with the boys for a bit. So if I leave, it's because her water broke. So only thing more important than USC football right now.
This could be the last time we see him for a long time too. So cherish this. Guys.
It's probably true. I mean, I'm surprised Ken's even in the comments right now.
He's there.
I'm surprised.
I'm surprised he hasn't said anything about it though.
I know.
Who Ken? Yeah, I think I saw a comment.
His Chargers whooping up on Raul's Raiders.
Yeah, nobody want to talk about that, man. Come
on. Oh, he's too tired to talk.
Sure, you want to be associated with that role?
Yeah, I don't want.
Best thing you guys did was fight in that game.
Hey, at least we showed some fight, right? Jack Jones, Mr. I don't know, man. He wasn't having
it. Jack, man. All right. So, happy to have Tyler back. Let's go ahead and get into it, man. Let's get into these topics. First quarter, what we got?
We got offensive, so we'll take. We'll stick with it. Offensive grade of the game and MVPs.
All right. So if you guys are new to us, we're going to give you our grades. We're going to grade the offense, and we're going to tell you who our MVP of the game was from the offensive side. So we're going to go ahead and start with. Why don't you go ahead and kick it off, Blackie Chan?
So, I think I was right in what I said my offensive grade, my MVP was going to be. I said it was going to be Woody Marks, and he went off in that game. But offensive grade, I'm going to give it a B, because wide receivers left a lot on the field, and we did have one turnover for Lake McCree's really awesome catch and run, but then he just did not expect the guy coming from his blind side, got it knocked out. But a B, because there was definitely a lot that could have been. We could have probably put up 70. This could have been at 70 at one point, so that would have been great. But other than that, the run game was just dominant. Our offensive line was not letting them get touched until they're maybe like 5 yards down the field. The only time that they got into the backfield was one against probably a third string offensive line going against B-Jack. But other than that, like the lanes were open all day. All of us could have ran through it all at one time. So it was just that crazy that our offensive line just they said they wanted to focus on the run game because that's what we did. We lacked in the LSU game, and that's what we did.
Yep. All right. Let's see. Guns, go.
Yeah. So for offensive side, it was great to see the run game going. Something I wanted to see, 150 yards at least, and pretty much almost got that in the first quarter. So I mean, that was the highlight. I think it was just great to see the offensive line working as a unit. But yeah, like BC said, I mean, there were some opportunities missed from the wide receivers and whatnot, and from the passing game. But we still just stayed steady, basically, let our defense do the rest on that side, and then get the ball back and just continue to run the ball. So I'll give it a B plus. And my MVP, I'll actually just say the offensive line. I mean, you can give it to Woody, but I'm just really proud of the offensive line this game.
All right. Not mad at it. Ro, what you got?
I'm gonna have to agree with both Gunner and Blackie Chan. I'll give the MVP to Woody. He did his thing. Got at least one touchdown, right? I can't remember if it was two, but I know he got one, and he broke the 100-yard mark, right? As well.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll give it to Woody. I wanted to go a different route when I made my pick, but he did his thing, and offensively, I'll give it a B plus. I don't think it was terrible. We just had a few drops, but something that I think Zachariah dropped one and Lane dropped another. Something that they'll probably practice during this week. Make sure that they don't have those mishaps when it might be crucial during a particular game. Right, we can't have those mental mistakes running before we caught the ball. So I'll give it a B plus because of that.
All right. Not mad at it at all. T, take it away, man.
Yeah, I'd give it a B. I think the play calling from Lincoln was pretty vanilla, and I think he kept it pretty vanilla on purpose. There was a couple like wrinkle plays that he threw in there with the flea flicker, and then a couple other things that was kind of fun to see, but I didn't expect him to unleash the playbook against Utah State of all teams. So we got out of there relatively healthy. Hoping O'Connor is okay. It was tough to see him go out on a cart, but yeah, I mean, we did leave a couple touchdowns on the field, as everybody had touched on already, and then Lake not realizing that somebody's trailing behind him, and that guy just perfect punch to get that out. So a couple things that can be cleaned up, but I'd rather they learn it this week when we're steamrolling somebody than having that happen in the big house in a couple weeks. So all in all, it was a pretty solid win. Offense definitely has some things to work on, but yeah, it was good to see.
Absolutely. Did you get your MVP?
Yeah, I mean, Woody's pretty obvious, but if I had to pick somebody else, then Quentin Joyner. I mean, he's pretty shifty in the backfield too. He's fun to watch, and I'm excited for next year. It's gonna be fun with B-Jax and Joyner and Marion Peterson. That's a pretty solid trio right there.
Yep. Especially if you add Jaden Maeva too. So
yeah,
might see some more option next year. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
But for myself, I'm gonna go to B as well. I think that's pretty much consensus all around. But yeah, man, just nasty work from our receivers, man. They're just dusting the ball off in the end zone, man. It's crazy, man. I hate to see it. I'm sure they hate it more than I do, so I'm sure they'll get that corrected. Yeah, man. Secure the ball first, then celebrate, Jacoby. All right.
Jacoby, Zachariah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we gotta secure that. We gotta clean that up before going into the big house, like Tyler said. But I'm gonna give my MVP. I'm gonna say the whole running back room, man. They all had some great runs. So Guns gave it to the O line. I'm gonna give it to the running back room as well.
Yeah.
Hey, they don't pay us for that, Guns. Yeah, we don't need to do product placement for them.
Oh,
No, but yeah, no, we're gonna roll with the whole running back room, man, as a whole.
Yeah, like each like
so
okay,
that's
so
gonna wrap up.
I was just gonna say Woody Marks averaged
No, go ahead.
almost 8 yards a carry, and Quentin Joyner averaged 8.4 yards a carry, and even B-Jack averaged 5 yards a carry. Omarion 6 yards a carry. Like, that's just insane.
I think it's a testament to the O line. I mean, they had holes for days, and it wasn't until the second unit went out there that anybody was getting into the backfield. I mean, we just dictated the line of scrimmage the whole entire time. We did whatever we wanted to. So it was pretty vanilla, and a lot of the GT pull stuff that Riley does a lot. And I mean, they're just gaping holes. Ken could have made it through there.
Can we also give props to our tight ends for blocking? They were destroying linebackers and DNs. Just it was insane. Like the 12 personnel set was really fun to watch.
Yep.
Yeah, before we go to the second quarter, I was going to say shout out to all the fans. That the Coliseum was actually pretty crowded yesterday. It was packed. I mean, it wasn't a sellout, but it was pretty close to it. And then shout out to the student section as well. It was completely filled to the very top. Like, if anything, some students probably had to go to the regular seats. That's how crowded it was. So
real quick, were you there when the lights started to go out?
Yeah, I was there. I was actually on my way to the restroom real quick.
That's crazy. I did after the second round of lights went out, I was like, okay, now I can actually see a noticeable difference on the field.
Yeah, they turned on right away though. It's not like they lasted being off for a while. I think maybe 5 seconds at most.
Oh, it seemed like it went a lot longer. That's like the timeout that they did. I was like, this is taking a long time.
It was
the broadcast made it seem like it was a lot longer.
Yeah, it was a heat.
Tyler's his wife probably. I'm just kidding.
But no, it was still hot. I mean, it wasn't it wasn't unbearable, but it was pretty hot out there. But the fans showed out. It was a Utah State home opener at 8 p.m. on a Saturday night, so it was very promising to see. I was actually surprised of how crowded it was, being that it was a Saturday night at 8 p.m. versus Utah State. But now, shout out to all the fans that showed out.
All right, ready for quarter two?
We call it the D'Anton Lynn.
Yeah, the
D'Anton Lynn. Let me just say this too, because I know haters are going to say, hold on, before we move into it. Yeah, I know haters are going to say, well, it's Utah State. It's Utah State's defensive line. They have, if not, maybe even more 300-pounders than we do. So they weren't very light. And we're still moving them So we're doing our thing, man. So you can cut that crap out, man. Utah State they're going to win a couple games. I know they're not, a huge P4 opponent, but nobody's playing P4 opponents right now at this time. So and with everybody else is struggling with these FCS teams. So shut up. All right, so second quarter.
Yeah, and one more thing also, they were hitting hard, but they were laying the boom too at the same time. So Surprised with that.
Yep.
All right, now quarter two. All right, defensive grades of the game
All right.
and MVP.
Yep. Who we starting with?
We'll go with guns.
All right.
Yeah, so for defensive, so I mean they continue to impress me. I know it's Utah State, and we kind of expected minimal points. I honestly didn't expect the shutout. I didn't think that was going to be honestly a reality. I anticipated at least them to get like a field goal, maybe like a late touchdown with the backups and whatnot. So I mean, just seeing a shutout and seeing just the entire staff just still engaged through the entire four quarters. It was really cool to see and great to see. I mean, honestly, my grade would pretty close to an A plus. I'll just say A minus. I think there could be a couple things they can improve still. I'm sure they would say the same. I don't know what those things are, to be honest, but yeah, it's just great to have a great defense, and it's just they play I don't even know how to say the word, but yeah, I mean they play well together basically. So yeah, MVPs. Gentry. Let's just say Gentry. Just get it out of the way. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Tyler, you go.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to give them an A plus. I'm gonna give them the plus. I don't just see a whole lot that could be cleaned up. They're swarming to the ball. Weren't any big plays. The communication seems to be synced up, and I mean they didn't have any. In the LSU game they had one big play where it seemed like Kamari Ramsey and Achille Arnold got mixed up on their too deep coverage, and it ended up being a pretty big play up the middle, and there was none of that this time. And I mean they just that was the Pete Carroll bullying the crap out of another team, and that was just pretty constant yesterday. So it was really fun to watch. It was kind of almost boring to watch, which is impressive because we're sitting there, with our buttholes puckered for, the last couple of years watching defense. And so we don't have to do that anymore. And so, yeah, I mean, Gentry's my favorite guy on defense too. I mean, Ramsey's got instincts like nobody's business, but Gentry's playing with a real bad streak to him right now. He's got that snarl and he's talking shit to the other team all the time. And I love it. I mean, he's quite honest about how much the coaching staff has made an impact on this team, which I also love as well. So he has not been, he has not been shy at all. So it's good to see the hyped up Eric Gentry again, the one who was an All-American before that everybody seems to forget.
Facts. All right, roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with Tyler on the grade. I'll give it an A plus. I mean, we shut them out, so anything below that, I think it's like, come on, guys, what else do you expect? You can't be completely perfect, right? So I'll give them an A plus. They played well. They did what they're supposed to. This is a game that maybe you can kind of overlook the opponent and kind of start off slow, and they started off well from the very beginning in terms of on the defensive side of the ball. So they did their thing, and MVP, I'll have to give it a Gentry again this week. Kind of what Tyler mentioned too. He's just playing with a chip on his shoulder. Then coaching is making a huge difference. We were all thinking, oh, I wonder what Gentry's going to be looking like this year. How is D'Anton Lynn is going to use him? And obviously he's using him to the best of his abilities. He's performing out there, and I wouldn't be surprised if he's moving up those draft boards. So pretty, very happy with the defense. So very promising, and then just a very great feeling going into the Michigan game.
Yeah, everyone in the chat also make sure you give us your grades and MVP for the game. Let us know. But yeah, B Jones.
Man, I ain't giving the offense no A plus, man. They made me look
mean-
bad.
You mean defense?
I mean, yeah, the defense, man. I predicted 2 picks. We only got 1.
Darn.
Yeah.
Darn
No.
D'Anton. God.
No, man, but yeah, obviously A plus, man. We haven't seen that since what was it, 2013? What was the last time we seen
2011,
2011 against
Man.
UCLA.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that 50-0
Was
game.
that
That's
the
right.
50-0? Yeah.
Yep. And it happened. Or go ahead.
Go ahead. Spit your
I just
facts.
want to say it happens to be that we had Matt Barkley being our team captain, and he was also there for the next shutout that he also orchestrated.
Yep. Yeah, man.
Whoa,
Look,
Ken, chill.
yeah, man. Dan Lynn he's got to go, man. He owes me 2 picks.
No, Ken, we get rid of you before we get rid of D'Anton, okay?
Yeah, that's a fact, actually. no, but I know everybody's giving it to Gentry, and rightfully so. He did ball out, but just to be a little different, I'm going to go ahead and say Easton. I'm give it to Easton Mascarenas. I mean, they had same amount of tackles, but Easton did have an interception, so I'll give him the nod.
Yeah. So personally, yeah, of course it's going to be an A plus. Literally, there's nothing that they could have done any better, unless there's a way that they can get negative yards. But they had a total of 190 yards just in total. They were 2-11 on third down efficiency, 0-2 on fourth down. They had 23 rushing attempts, and they averaged 3.8 yards. And we were also very disciplined. We had only four penalties for 27 yards. We're so used to being the most penalized team in the Pac-12 in the nation, and the fact that this defense is so what is it called? Disciplined is insane to see, because like Alex Grinch has done so much damage to my confidence in this team. It makes me nervous just to even watch these kind of games. But then I have to look on the sidelines and see D'Anton Lynn there, and then I can feel better. So, it's just insane what this defense has done within this short time span that D'Anton Lynn's been here. I think that he's doing way better than he did at UCLA, which is I just wanted him to do what he did at UCLA, but he's doing better. I thought we were going to be maybe a top 60 defense, top 50 is the best, but no, I could see this being a top defense in the nation right now. Like I predicted that that the pig farmer was going to be really good friends with Anthony Lucas, and he was. They were good friends towards the end, because they were just rolling around hugging each other. Like pause. But Anthony Lucas was just a beast back in the backfield. Like there were so many ways that D'Anton Lynn stunted him. Like he went across the whole defensive line just to like he went from one end to the other, and he still made the tackle. Like this is the Anthony Lucas that we were expecting to see last year, and he's living up to what we were expecting at that point. So I really appreciate it, and I'm going to be like B Jones and Guns last round. I'm going to give it to the linebacker room, because like how can we not give it back to both Easton and Eric Gentry, because they like it's insane that we have Easton, we have Mason Cobb, and we have Eric Gentry and Rajon and Desmond. Like this is we're set up for the future, at least with Desmond and the way that we've been recruiting as well, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But like this defense,
gents, it's real early. It's real early, but I looked up the scoring defense stats for the year. Right now, we're tied for 17th in the nation with 10 points per game.
Okay.
And if you just take the number that we had last year, which was just under 35 points a game, we'd be like right around 100th in the nation. So we went from 100th to 17th in 2 games. Like, is it 2 games? Yes, it's 2 games. But you also see, Bowling Green putting up a 30 piece on Penn State. So, like, give them their credit where they deserve it.
That 34 piece by Boise State. That's what.
Yep. Against a $20 million team that they have over there. Yeah, like I don't know. Just this is just insane. Like I honestly think we should petition to have D'Anton Lynn's contract restructured already to make him the highest paid.
Real talk. Do anything, because I mean, any DC that does handshakes with players, in my opinion, you're at the top of the top and off the list. I mean, him and Cam Fallon doing that stuff, dude. I'm ready, dude. Like,
it was so nice to see. Like,
right?
Normally, games like this game, like Utah State, these gimme games, they're not gimme games for us, especially last year. Like, we're always at least like freaking out, like, oh my god, they're doing a long drive. They did not even get into the red zone. They did not sniff the red zone. The closest that they got to the end zone was that kick that barely even made it past the 20.
This game is what the Nevada game last year should have looked like.
Yes. This game should have been half of our schedule last year, because like 4 games were all warm-up games for us.
Yep.
But it didn't, like the Arizona State game, that should never have been that close. It should have been like this.
So I think as a fan base, we need to start preparing for the departure of D'Anton Lynn, because he's not.
No, come on, man.
You can say it all you want, but I mean, the guy is going to get a head coaching job somewhere. He's done this 2 years in a row where he's taken a crappy defense and turned it into a top 20 defense. And nobody thought that, our defense could be fixed. You go back and listen to Josh Pate. Like, all these clowns think that there's just no chance that it can happen. So, I mean, he's likely going to be gone. And the sooner that you realize that, the less it's going to hurt when it happens. But if you look at the rest of the bench that we have, like, you're going to have Henny, or you're going to have, Entz or Doug Belk, who's also been a DC. Like, that's a lot of guys who have already had that experience to make that happen. So we are going to be okay. They're learning a lot of these things. You can boo me all you want, Ken. Boo me to my face, bro. Hop on. I'm not afraid. The reality is he he's gonna get a big job with a lot of money here sometime soon.
Can you wait till the end? Can you at least wait till the end of the season to say that?
No, everybody else is going to start calling for his name to go somewhere else. So,
that's coming. All the national analysts are going to be.
Oh yeah.
But,
I don't want to start hearing it now at the second game of the season. Wait till the end of the season, then you can say that. I know that.
But I will say,
I know that, but I just don't want to hear it.
I have to laugh at Ken's comment.
Yeah,
Tyler, it's week 2. Choose happy.
This is your special guest, BJ.
I am happy. This is a good thing. When we have to replace a coordinator, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I am sad thinking about
that. He's gone. It definitely.
I'm sad.
It definitely have his office. They'll definitely be trying to poach him. I'm not saying he's gone.
I don't think he's leaving after 1 year, though. I think USC, somehow finds a way to keep him at least 1 more year, though.
By restructuring his contract and making him
just give him like $1 million every year. Just like if he reaches the requirements, he gets another $1 million on top.
Pay him the same amount as Lincoln. I don't care.
Hey, it's gonna be on the internet. You guys can all remember it, and I'll give me shit in a year, and I will be the happiest guy if Dan Lynn is still our DC next year. I will be happy. I will be very, very happy.
I don't know. So if we restructure him, then we need to make his buyout really high for someone to pay that. Make it like $30 million for a buyout. Go for it. I dare you.
Yeah, make it insane. Yeah.
Make it insane. I don't care. Give this man what he wants. If they need to give him Lincoln Riley's place, give it to him.
Yeah,
What?
we have to move Lincoln. Do
What?
it, dude. Right,
What are you talking about, BC? At
This man
what
has-
are you talking about? You got that Russell Westbrook what?
What?
Yeah, there you go. That one.
You guys know that he deserves it based off this.
How
I
are you
know
gonna
this.
say give him Riley's job. What do you mean?
I didn't say give him Riley's job. I just said give him his place, like his home. Like they can find him.
Okay.
They can find Lincoln Riley a better house. But
Okay,
just get.
I understood incorrectly. Then
They can
How
just
are
be
you
co-head
talking about?
coaches in Blackie's eyes.
Yeah, I guess.
Wait, what is Earl saying? That's not necessarily true. Sealand isn't leaving unless it's a power forward that. Yeah, who knows?
I mean,
Not going to another power forward. I mean, unless they're making him a head coach, but
I
Yeah.
think NFL
Yeah.
is more issue. I feel like, right? I don't know.
right.
Hey, if he goes to the NFL, I'm okay with that. Better
get
than
him
him going to. He better go to the NFL. Like, don't stay in college because I don't want to see you.
I'm just saying his phone's gonna be ringing a
that's-
lot, and that's
Okay.
not a bad. That's not a
That's
bad
true.
problem to have. So
I never
right.
said it wasn't.
Exactly.
we
I
got
just don't wanna hear
we
it.
got a night. I mean, Riley's built the bench. Like, how far down is Doug Belk on that list? We've got 4 guys who are going to be coordinators after that are all learning from Lynn on how to build the scheme. And so, I'm not like if this staff is here next year, freaking sign me up. I am stoked. But I'm just saying they're going to start poaching when they start to see all these things happen. So it's not necessarily a bad thing.
You can pretty much count on Firebone to try to push that one too. So
Just
let's
if
see what-
he goes anywhere in college football, just stay away from Oregon.
that ain't happening.
Yeah, I don't think he goes there. Yeah, no.
I will
If
disown
anything,
him.
James
He's
Franklin
gonna
gets fired.
be a power 4 head coach, or he's going to go be a DC in the
Yeah.
NFL.
Well, I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
Those are the
yeah,
only 2
actually,
things that are going
power
to convince
forward
him
I'm
to
just
leave.
saying that Oregon's probably going to fire their head coach after this season.
No, they're not, because
I
Phil
don't think so.
They should.
Knight's given him a ton of money, and he's tied to Nike now. He has shares in Nike. He's not going
Oh, does he
anywhere.
have shares in Nikes now?
Yeah, that's how they convinced him to stay, because it's been such a jumping
Sold the
off
soul,
program. Yeah, so they're Siamese twins now. They can't leave. Lanning is just like Helton, so they're fucked.
So he's a tumor on Phil Knight's ball sack.
I wasn't going there.
Hey,
You said it, not
yeah,
me.
there you go.
Yeah, that was quite a spin there, Blackie Chan. But sure, bro.
All right, let's move on.
What?
On that note, man, it's halftime. Halftime, man.
Halftime.
It's where we give our recruiting updates, man. Gunner, go ahead. This is Gunner Airway from Views from the Stand.
Yeah, guys. So got a big commitment from one of our official visits. If you don't recall, on Thursday we said that Ty Jackson, linebacker from Florida, would be visiting. He visited, and he enjoyed it so much that he has committed. So he is now a Trojan. That is 3 linebackers now for us in our class. And again, we're still trying to get another one. We've been trying to get the Madden kid from J. Sarah. So we'll find out more about that probably later this week or into this month. He was there as well. The other official visit, Jerome Miles, wide receiver from Utah, top player. He sounds like he enjoyed his visit a lot. He hasn't verbally committed or came out yet, but sounds like we are leading the pack now. Definitely some predictions, the one from Wilt Fogg. So, we'll find out more throughout this week and this month on him, but we're in a great position to secure his talents. I mean, that's really it from the big ones. Again, we're making some ground on Douglas Ute. I think I say the last name, a Gorman O-lineman. He is currently committed to Tennessee. We're starting to kind of gain some steam there. We'll see what transpires there. And then we're just continuing to get some more stuff with the 2026 kids. Also, Madden's teammate, an edge, Samonte. I think they say the first name. Big time 2026 edge. He is trending towards us after the visit. yesterday in the game. So just overall positivity from recruiting, and I mean, we're literally just going up. So it's great to see.
I hear Nathaniel Owosu Boateng has been paying attention too. So maybe he might
Scott
get in
dropped
there.
Scott dropped an article about his thoughts on the defense. He's praised it, enjoyed it, loves what the staff is doing. That's really about it. So I mean, he doesn't really say where he's leaning in terms of Trojans or anywhere else. But yeah,
What is he again? The name sounds familiar. I can't remember.
So the IMG boy.
He's
a
an IMG
linebacker.
boy, yeah.
Linebacker too.
Yeah, but he also has ties to Notre Dame. But the thing about Ty Jackson is, though, he was expected to commit in December. That's when he was wanted to commit. But after this game, after seeing the huge leaps and bounds that this defensive staff has done, then he's like, okay, time to pull the trigger. So
if you guys have not gone and watched tape on Ty Jackson, that guy is a man among boys in high school right now. He is primed to be able to be a college linebacker already. The guy returns kicks on his team. Like he's a Mike linebacker returning kicks. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like there's a play on his huddle tape where he's waiting for a kickoff return, and he stands stationary for like a full 3 seconds and lets these guys try to come get him. And then he just blows right by all of them. He is literally just baiting guys. And I mean, he's got great hands. Like normally those guys got like those paws that just can't catch anything. Like he is something special. So I'm really excited to see him, continue to be excited about what we're doing and see him in Cardinal and Gold next year.
So,
and then also, sorry to jump back in, guys. Apologies. There's actually another D lineman, JUCO D lineman. Forgetting the name off the top, but I believe he goes like East Mississippi Community College. We're trending with him. He's the top JUCO guy. Sounds like Coach Henny is also wrapping that up. So hopefully we hear something in the next week or so on him. But that's another big piece as well from this weekend.
Xavier Artie.
Thank you. Yes.
I wonder how many people like from Notre Dame, from Texas A&M, Riley Pettijohn, are starting to rethink their commitments right now, especially seeing how Matt Entz has been doing with this linebacker core. Because
we got one spot available, so whoever wants it, come get it. Basically, is how I'm looking at it.
A dogfight.
Yeah, I wonder if Ken, you should just leave this room because I can't remember this guy's name. And he is one of my favorite linebackers from last year too. Sorry, Kingston Villaamu. KVA. I wonder if he regrets going to Notre Dame right now.
I think everybody regrets going to Notre Dame.
Huh?
Yeah, he's been playing quite a bit so far.
Yeah, just because you're playing quite a bit doesn't mean you're.
For sure.
You're happy.
I mean, that's definitely a good start. Also, Jordan Lockhart, somebody else we were kind of looking at last year. He's been playing pretty well as well for A&M. So interesting.
All right, so that's it for halftime.
Yep, it's gonna wrap up our halftime report.
All right,
now we're gonna move into our third quarter, which is AP poll reactions. I'm sure you guys saw the AP poll that has come out today, and we're gonna let you know how we feel about it, and you guys can go ahead and do that in return in the chat.
Let me just bring it up here then, so everyone else can see it.
I don't even know what position we're at.
Wait, we'll let him see it for his for if I can actually.
I was going to say it.
Yeah, don't spoil it for him right now. Well, I want to see his reaction to it. So yep, they have us at 11 after this week. We'll start with Raul's reaction to it since this is his
Well,
first
hold on,
time
you
seeing
got
I
it.
mean, honestly, I could care less about this damn ranking, but if we're like really gonna rank them the way they should, Penn State, Oregon should be below us, like no question.
I
Like
agree.
keep them top 25, whatever you want, but Oregon's been struggling with an what was it last week? Who Portland State, whoever that team was. But
Idaho.
yeah, Idaho, same thing. So it's like, come on, guys. Like, why is Oregon still in the top 10? And Penn State, they struggled with can't remember the name. You can put number 2 there, Cam.
it.
But yeah, they struggled a lot too. So it's like USC deserves to be over them, but these polls don't really matter, really. As long as
Yeah,
we
no, yeah.
keep winning and we do what we got to do, we'll be there at the end.
Yep.
Nebraska looks nice, so, but it was Colorado though. So
All right. Anyone else's thoughts on the AP poll?
Yeah, sure. I'll go. So dip down to number 7 here. Tennessee jumps up 7 spots after beating UT Chattanooga. Right?
Yep.
Well, they beat NC State yesterday.
Okay.
NC State was ranked.
They steamrolled NC State. They were ranked.
Yeah. State
It was
over
like
now.
66-14 or something like that.
Well, just
That's
because they
against a ranked
overranked
opponent.
NC State to begin with.
Hey, they were ranked.
Yeah, they overranked them to begin with. But yeah, 7 spots is a little much though after beating UC Chattanooga. But aside from that, Oregon should definitely be out of the top 10.
Yep.
In my opinion. Yeah, you can't tell me that they've looked better than us and Miami.
Yeah.
These past 2 weeks. So, aside from that, I don't have any real issues with this list. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm not mad at it though. Like, I'm fine with the disrespect. We've been dealing with it for a while, and Oregon, like the AP poll is like I don't know why, but the voters and the AP poll are just treating Oregon like they're an SEC team, giving them bias. It makes no sense. But I'm just they're teetering on the edge of being beat. So eventually they're going to get caught and they're going to lose, and it's going to happen pretty soon. It's probably going to happen next week against Oregon State because they lost them. Didn't they lose to them last year, or was it the year before that? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Oregon, they are flirting with disaster at this point, and soon it's going to blow up in their face, and then we're just going to come on here and just laugh while it happens. So I'm excited for that. Penn State, same thing. Everyone thought they were great because of their win against West Virginia, and who knows about West Virginia? And I don't give a shit. But Tennessee, I'm not mad at them. Nico is proven a lot better than I thought. I thought he wasn't going to be as hyped as he was. Like, I know everyone else was telling me that he's good, so I guess I'm back. I'm on the train now with it, but Miami's better than Oregon. Miami's better than Penn State. So I don't know why they haven't jumped them. So, and I'm still not sold on Missouri, but we'll see when they go up against the top talent. And Alabama, they struggled with USF. They struggled until the fourth quarter, and they still stuck at number 4. Like, I don't get it. It makes no sense. And David, I see you started that, so we'll probably talk about that here in a second. So, but I think we are a top 10 team based off everything that's gone on. I don't see Utah beating us. Well, their quarterback might be out again. Cam Rising just got hurt.
No, it's just a small hand injury.
Yeah, they said it'll be okay.
Okay, well, he's teetering on getting out for the season again, probably. So, and then
How'd you get that out of what we just said, man?
I'm just saying something bad's going to happen. I hope nothing bad happens to him, but his history hasn't been good. But
sounds like you want something bad.
Oklahoma, they almost lost. I forgot who they played, but they almost
Houston.
lost. They should have dropped.
They played Houston.
I think Arizona is better than Oklahoma. I don't know why Arizona is still at 20. It's probably because of the talent that they played, the teams that they played. But I think Arizona is better than Notre Dame. I'm not sure if they're better than LSU, but LSU struggled with another team that was pretty bad too. But they were getting banged up, so I hope our win against LSU holds up. I hope they continue to win, and then because if LSU loses again, then people are going to be like, oh well, maybe SU's win against LSU is not that great. Shut up. But we have 2 weeks until we play Michigan, and that's really when we can gauge where we're at. Actually, I don't even know about that because people are still going to probably say that they have a walk-on quarterback, and then they're still going to nullify us at that point. So at this point, there's really going to be nothing that we can do to really prove to the rest of the world. We just got to keep winning.
Yep.
So Tyler, I have a question for you.
Ooh.
Since we're talking AP poll, and who do you think is going to be the toughest opponent left for USC?
Rest of the season?
Yeah, regular season, that is.
I'd say Penn State. I think we got a better chance of beating Michigan because Donovan Edwards has like 90 total rushing yards in 2 games. So they can't run the ball. And Davis Warren and Alex Orji are atrocious. They're really bad. So at least Penn State has like a little bit of balance. And so, Riley Leonard can't throw the ball more than like 7 yards in front of his face. He's got like serious nearsighted vision or something like that. Like that dude needs a lot of help. So, I think Penn State is our toughest challenge, and we have them at home. And James Franklin is really good at being terrible in big games. So, about this current week, I think USC should be at 7. Penn State and Oregon both struggled with inferior opponents, and I think that Bama should be dropped behind us because they struggled until the fourth quarter, and they're just there because of their name. I think if we played on a neutral site against Bama right now, I think that our offense is much better and our defense is going to surprise people. And their offense didn't look very good at all against South Florida. So, are a lot of people going to pick us in that game? No. Would I? Yeah. So the U needs to be higher. They look legit for the first time. Mario Cristobal will find a way to screw that up. But, outside of the top 3, whoever's number 4 is quite it's up for debate. Ole Miss hasn't played anybody. Mizzou I think they're pretty good. Tennessee looks pretty good, but Bama should not be 4. Bama's 4 just purely because of their name. I don't know why Penn State and Oregon are still in the top 10. That's baffling. They should have dropped. I think Penn State moved up 1 while they went toe to toe with freaking Bowling Green. Like, what is that? So I don't get it, but it doesn't matter at this point. We handle who's on our schedule. If we go, 12-0 and we're playing Ohio State in the Big Ten championship, like we're well ahead of schedule for what everybody anticipated when the over-under was 7.5 for the season, and we were going to play in the, Cheez-It Bowl or whatever. So I think we're doing just fine.
So Penn State did not move up 1. They stayed at 8.
Oh.
Okay.
But
in Oregon
Oregon dropped 2.
2. Yeah.
For struggling with Idaho. You would think that Penn State would drop at least 3 for struggling with Bowling Green, right?
Yeah.
So make it make sense.
They were 34.5 point favorite in that game, and they had a serious chance of losing that in the fourth quarter. So it was like a terrible interception, and then Singleton ran for like 40 yards on like the next play, and so they had a chance to seriously lose to Bowling Green, and people would have been making fun of them as much as everybody was making fun of Notre Dame yesterday. So, you know, James Franklin coming across to the West Coast, you know, shades of the Saquon Barkley Rose Bowl game. You know, I think we'll be very prepared. And I mean, now ESPN's like FBI is saying that we are favored in every single game for the rest of the season, which is pretty cool.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Now they're actually starting to see what we're seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally, after we told them.
Bandwagoners.
No, speaking of, you guys remember when I had to go on that big rant with the Big Ten guys on X, and I had to set them straight?
Which one?
All of them. All of them. I got into pretty much every single Big Ten team, got into it with their fan bases. And I was telling them that you guys have no offenses in this conference. None of you guys, quarterback play matters. None of y'all have quarterbacks. Right? And they're like, no, this team is going to beat you. Penn State's going to wipe the floor with you. Well, they're saying like outlandish teams. Watch out for Maryland. Watch out for, who else were they saying, man? Rutgers is going to be good. Like, yeah, they're real quiet right now, man.
The only one I'm worried about, which I can see it being in the top 15 by the time we play them, is Nebraska.
Yeah, I mean they're looking pretty good right now. I'm thinking the top 3 teams right now. If I had to pick, I would say Ohio State, us, and Nebraska.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Rhule's a good coach. He doesn't have the same talent that we do, but he's a really good coach. He's, you know, over the next few years, like, you know, as Raiola continues to mature, like that's going to be a scary team on the schedule, and people are not going to want to play against them.
Yep.
I'm going to bring up something that we probably shouldn't be talking about anymore, but the whole thing, the whole fact about California being soft. Auburn lost to Cal. To Cal.
Yeah,
and
it loses to another West school.
Malik Autry, come on down.
Yeah. Like
right.
At this point, does anyone from the South want to play anyone in the West Coast? Because right now, y'all are losing.
What's their record now, Wes?
2-14.
2-14.
2-14 since 2000 on the West Coast for the SEC. 2-14. That's bad.
Sorry.
Yeah, and they lost to Cal. Fernando Mendoza, who had a decent game. So yeah, Auburn, like they're recruiting their asses off, but I don't think they can keep all their recruits if they lose to teams like Cal. So yeah, like their quarterback, I'm guessing, or their quarterback had 4 interceptions against Cal. That's ugly.
Yeah,
that's
former
bad.
Michigan State player.
Justin, their head coach, Justin
Wilcox.
Yeah, Wilcox. He's been doing decent with Cal. He's not like having a great he's having average seasons, but their defense is always.
You can always come in and have a decent second.
Yeah, if he was like with the school that enjoyed football, not like Cal, like supported it. I think he'd be a pretty decent to solid coach. Does pretty well for what he's got at Cal.
Yeah,
and all that.
And you know what makes me sad though? I bet Caleb Williams is like, why couldn't I have had a defense like this? Yeah. He has a pretty decent defense in Chicago right now.
You gotta go there. Still don't make sense, right?
Yeah, we all know why that happened, but all right. So we've already basically done fourth quarter, which was a CFB reactions. We've already talked about that. for the most
Well, let's go
part.
game by game. We
Game
did
by
not
game?
mention- well, I mean, we didn't mention Texas and Michigan.
Oh yeah, we didn't mention Texas and Michigan. Yeah, Texas looks real.
Which I expected.
Yeah, those top three teams are on a tier of their own at this point. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what happens along the way and who starts to kind of step into that space. I mean, if we keep playing the way we've been playing, then I think we got a chance to hang with those teams. But yeah, I mean, Texas dominated Michigan and exposed. I mean, Lincoln Riley's going to watch the tape of that game and be like, yep, I'm going to run that play. And Sark just gave him, I mean,
ammunition.
What's the new DC? Oh gosh, I can't remember his name. He was Giants DC for a while.
What Wink,
Michigan,
right?
Yeah. Martindale. Yeah,
Martindale.
he can't do anything with motion, and so what are you going to do when you put Zachariah Branch in motion and run Mekhi Lemon out the other way? Like it's going to get ugly. Like I think that we're going to win that game by 2 touchdowns as well. As long as the defense continues to do what they've been doing, and I mean they don't pull a rabbit out of their hat with Davis Warren or Alex Orji, then it's going to get ugly, and they're going to probably start having the Boo Bears come out.
Yep. Well, I like where we are with that, though, that we get a bye week and time to watch film on both quarterbacks, because I'm expecting them to try something like that. They might come out running a whole new offense for us, running an option offense with Orji or something. So,
yeah, honestly, like at the very beginning when we were talking about our whole season, I was kind of nervous about the bye week early on, but now I'm pretty happy and like, okay, Lincoln Riley's going to cook some stuff up, and our deep and like their offense is non-existent, so it's going to be great to see what D'Anton Lynn can scheme up against this offense that has really done nothing, and they couldn't get anything done against Texas. So I'm excited, and we're seeing players like Devin Tompkins, who was kind of buried in the depth chart, and he's turning heads right now. Like he's physical, and Gavin Meyer, I'm so happy that he transferred to USC. That man is making a splash. He caused that interception. Like this is going to be fun. Like this was probably one of the games against Michigan was the ones that I was saying that we're probably going to lose. We have a good chance of losing that game, but now my confidence is just a lot higher at this point, which could backfire on us, but I'm really confident.
Yeah, I mean, I hope our offensive line can play as close to what Texas did. After that game, I have to give Texas the belt for top O-line right now, in my opinion. I think that O-line, just from a 5-unit perspective, they know what they're doing. So always concerned with the Grant and Graham, but I'm pretty sure we'll be able to kind of scheme around them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that's what Sark did. Sark got the ball out really quickly, and if you get the ball out within 2 seconds, there's only so much those guys can do, and we've got the weapons to be able to win in space like that. So, as they're going to be out, they're going to be the ones that are going to have to make the adjustments and make the changes, because Riley's just going to do that until you can make them not do that anymore. Right. So it's going to get ugly, I think.
Yeah. So it's funny that you said 2 seconds, because I believe I read a stat earlier that said Miller gets the ball out in 2.3.
Yep.
So we know that Miller can get the ball out quick.
Yep.
Sure. And when you got explosive guys like Zachariah Branch running short routes, that's very dangerous. Very dangerous to the opposing team. So,
real quick, Tony, what's so boring here? Let us know.
Don't even give him any time. Just block his ass and
sure, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
No, it's making you
I'm on my shit right now, so it's fine.
Pause.
That was not supposed to be it.
Which one were you trying to do? But yeah,
It's supposed to be bye. But either way.
Oh, real quick, what's your guys' thoughts on CU's leader over there, Shador Sanders, saying that throwing his O-line under the bus?
Trash.
Yeah.
And he left with 2 minutes left in the game.
Yo.
Like what is that? Like if Caleb would have done that,
beat traffic, man.
What the one? I'm pretty sure they only have like one highway going into Nebraska, so that makes sense. But I don't know.
What are you wearing an L for on your jersey? Because Dion doesn't give out the C for captains. It's an L for being a leader. But I mean,
Loser.
It's too easy to. It's too easy to say. Yeah, I mean, that's terrible. Like you don't say that ever. Like. Does Caleb know that our defense was atrocious the last 2 years? Yeah, he does. But like, do you really want to go, play for a guy that's going to throw you under the bus when everybody already knows that it's terrible? Like, no, be a good teammate. Like he learned it from his dad. I hate that whole family. They're just a bunch of garbage. Like, have some decency.
Facts.
Tyler is now wasting.
No lies detected.
Thanks, Guns. Guns, you and I are always on the same page, bro. I got you.
But see, it's funny. We're not hearing anything about that on the internet. But if this was Caleb, plastered everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
But no, and what's funny though? Like, this is not the first time that they've thrown their O-line under the bus. Even Shador or Travis Hunter did that during their live stream when they were playing CFB 25, and I had to find that and repost that because they weren't lying about how trash they were and all that stuff. And it's funny because like Shador needs to be looking at his dad. He's the one that brought these players in. So if anyone's to blame, it's your dad.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got his Louis Vuitton from Chinatown.
Yeah, he definitely didn't bring the luggage. And I told you, man, they're still light in the trenches. They look the same to me. So I didn't expect them to even have a shot in that game. I mentioned that in the preview. But yeah, same team, man.
I just want to see what Shador thinks he's going to be able to do in an NFL locker room. Somebody's gonna
knock you
you're not gonna be able to do that in an NFL locker room. You're gonna call your offensive line out to 5 dudes who are supposed to protect you. It's like, all right, well, I'll give you a clean lick next time to your blind side. Have fun with that, bud.
Yeah, they're not 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds. They are grown ass men. I
just don't get why you do that anyways. Like, these are the 5 dads that are supposed to protect you. Like, those are the dudes. Yeah, you think that's gonna light their ass on fire? And no, they're gonna be like, all right, you want to be like that? Maybe I just won't push as hard for the next guy, and you get lit up. You can pick yourself up off the grass. It's stupid.
Like their 5-star their 5-star offensive tackle that they got, he's not doing that great, and it's not because it could be that he may not have the talent, but he's probably not even getting the coaching. Like they brought in Warren Sapp thinking that, oh my god, this guy is an NFL legend, so he's going to be able to coach up defensive line. No, you need to actually have history of coaching like Coach Henne, not just based off your name of what you did while you were a defensive lineman for Tampa Bay. No, you actually have to coach. You can't just go off your name and expect you to be a good coach. So, also, shout outs to Aaron Donald for being on the sidelines. Absolutely. Like, there was a lot of stars. Like, D. Wade was there.
Along with Gabrielle Union.
Yep.
We should just throw it out there. There's no more coaching limitations. So let's get Aaron Donald a whistle and a title, and have him start going to 17-year-old kids' houses with Henny and start getting guys to sign on the dotted line.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad you said that about the coaching limitations because T.O. has definitely been on Colorado's sideline every game. So, yeah, then we can get AD on, right?
Hey, if we could have AD doing recruiting visits, like that'd be insane.
Stare at them really intensely. Just like, you
come with me.
Yeah.
Come with me if you want to live.
Go do some one-on-ones in the backyard.
Did you guys hear that story with Puka Nakua and Aaron Donald? That he's like, oh, he's at the gym lifting, at the weight room lifting, and Aaron Donald comes in. He's like, hey, get out or move. He's like, all right, I ain't gonna question you. And then again, a different spot, move. So Donald will do the same with the recruiting. Hey, sign here. That sign. You got to commit on the spot. It's a big dude.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that within the next few weeks, we're seeing a lot of decommits from like places from like Auburn or whatever, or Notre Dame, Texas A&M, because I'm sure Texas A&M is going to lose some more games too. They lost to Notre Dame, who just lost to Northern Illinois, so they have to suck too.
So who can we actually? I guess who are we thinking of potentially flipping if we get our way in terms of being able to flip a few guys? Who are we truly targeting now? Because I'm sure some of those guys we've kind of left them in the rear mirror and probably not going to even reach out anymore.
Any words from that, Guns? Any players you think that we could possibly
flip? From those particular schools?
No, just anyone that we feel like we
just in general. Or
the only person I think we have a chance of flipping is Riley Pettingjohn. I know you guys want me to say Malik Autry. I just don't see that happening. If he wants to flip, it's going to be Ohio State, in my opinion.
What about Aaron Dunn?
Huh?
Aaron Dunn.
I could see that. I just know it seems like we got more involved with the Gorman O lineman. So I think the Gorman O lineman is and Dunn are just it's a whole mystery right now. I mean those are flips as well because they're committed elsewhere. So yeah, you could add them to the list. Douglas would be one.
Where's he committed to?
Tennessee. Yes,
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is he a Cali boy?
He's a Vegas. One of the Vegas trio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we have one more spot at linebacker. So I wonder who's going to be the one to take it.
Yeah. I mean,
news came out today that
to me it should be Madden, right? I mean,
yeah.
What else does he need to see now? We've talked to him. We're back in the mix. Like he's feeling the love. Like I just don't know what else you need to hear or see. And like, let's go because this spot could be gone soon.
Yeah, I hope we can really seal the deal with Ryder soon. Like, I know he's going to be 2027, but I think he's seen the writing that this is the place to be at, and like just seeing what Jaden Maiava did. We didn't even talk about Jaden Maiava's Caleb Williams moment that he had. Like he literally just like ducked under these big old guys and just ran right into the end zone, and then everyone was just calling him Jaden Caleb Williams Maiava. I was like, okay, you're just gonna give this man a whole new middle name, but. He looked pretty good too, so it's going to be interesting when Miller Moss decides to leave and then Jaden takes over from there because he looks good out there.
He's got a little bit of like a funky throwing motion, but it reminds me a lot of Justin Herbert. I know Raul doesn't want me to talk about any Oregon guys on here, but Justin Herbert's got like a really low slot that it comes out of, but he's got like a absolute cannon, and you saw Maiava like let that thing rip a couple times, and it doesn't look smooth. I mean, he doesn't have like the typical kind of Trevor Lawrence like pretty mechanics to it, but I mean he can zip it. So it was cool to see him be able to kind of pull the double threat or type stuff and be able to run and be able to throw the ball as well as he did too. It was good to see him do a couple of checkdowns as well. Sometimes you get your chance, you want to make the big play, and you want to be like Caleb and be a superhero, do all those things. So to see him, be smart was, even in the middle of a throwaway game, like it was good to see that he's got some poise back there and he's not trying to do too much already.
Yeah. I bet the world's hates Lincoln Riley right now because he already has another quarterback waiting in the as a backup. Like our second string quarterback is literally a starter anywhere else.
Facts.
We were saying that about Miller Moss last year too, so it's only going to keep getting better. And
Absolutely.
real quick, so I think he is, but Miller Moss number one quarterback in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Over Will Howard, yeah, I would say so.
No.
Will Howard can run the ball a little bit better, of course, but he can't throw the ball nearly as good as Miller Moss. That pass to Woody Marks between those three defenders was insane.
Yeah.
So I think Miller Moss is going to be the Mac Jones, but better than Mac Jones will ever be.
He goes through his progressions really, really well, really quickly. Spreads the ball out. He's not. I mean, there was that one play.
That free
towards
play
the end of the game. No, it wasn't that one. It was towards the end of the game, and he was turned towards the weak side, and I think he was trying to throw the ball to Zachariah Branch, and he just stared him down, and that could have been a pick six.
Yeah.
That was the first time in the 2 games this year that I saw him make a obvious mistake like that, but he's normally going through his progressions pretty quickly. So I'm excited to see, him continue to the deep ball and the flea flicker was a little concerning. I was like, bro, get into that, use your hip. But we're just gonna, absolutely just bludgeon teams to death with, all of the different options. And, Lake McCree over the middle. Every single time you think that you're going to go to all of these other weapons, and then Lake McCree is just running up the seam for 15, 20 yards every single time. It's special.
All right. Anything else you guys want to discuss?
I'm good. 2-0, baby. Excited for
2-0.
this bye week. Get healthy and get ready for this Michigan game.
Yeah. All right. You want to
Fight on, fellas.
close us out, B. Jones?
Sure. I mean, all that being said, there's got rest bye week this week. The Centaurs will be playing sometime this week. I'll let you guys know. It was a bye week for them this past week, so we'll let you guys know with our star receiver Tyler Sarver back in the fold. So we'll keep you guys posted on that. We'll keep you guys posted on times for Thursday's show and how we're going to conduct ourselves over the bye week.
And get us to 1,000 subscribers before the Michigan game. We're 14 away.
Absolutely, man. Help us out.
You guys get to 1,000. You guys get to 1,000, then I'll just forgo my wife's birth and all that stuff, and I'll come hang out with you guys instead. We're 14 away, guys. You heard me.
That's even bolder than my 40-yard dash.
That's worse than some of the other stupid things that people have been saying about eating dog shit and cutting their dick off and stuff like that. So. Sorry if we were supposed to get paid for this episode, but I think I probably just demonetized us there.
I demonetized us way before that, so it's fine.
All right, so all minds are clear. We'll see you guys next weekend. I'm sorry, next Thursday. Fight on.
Fight on.
Fight on.